That is for West Sacramento DMV 2024 way. General appearance, I'm gonna make sure my truck is not leaning to either side. I'm gonna go to each side. Or you could say left to right, whichever way. I'm gonna make sure there's no oil, coolant, or wires hanging underneath my truck and my trailer. You wanna bend down, act like you looking. Come over here. I'm gonna make sure there's no people, vehicles, objects, obstructions behind or around my truck and trailer before I move it. PVOO. People, vehicles, objects, obstructions. Go to the other side, act like you're looking. My 5 clearance lights, fender lights, blinker lights, high beam, low beams, DOT stickers, reflective stickers, marker lights from the front, back, and the sides, and all the lenses are ambered in the front, red to the back, DMV language. They're all not cracked, broken, damaged, securely mounted. They're clean and clear, and they're working at all times. Can you assist me on the passenger side? And that's when you'll go and unlock it. Unlock it. Good morning. Unlock it. Let's see. And then you got to do your 3 contacts. Your foot has to go in here. Your hand has to go here. And then your left hand you have to place it on top. Ooh, that's heavy. Can you open this? Probably need a newer truck. So this truck is older. But this is what I have to show you guys. Thank you. Can you assist me on my passenger side? And then you'll go. Like I said, this truck is older. This is the coolant reservoir. It's not cracked, broken, or damaged, securely mounted, not leaking. If the fluids are low, I'll add more to the cap. The cap, not cracked, broken, or damaged, securely mounted, not leaking. The hoses, no abrasions, bubbles, or cuts, securely mounted, not leaking. The windshield washer fluid reservoir, not cracked, broken, or damaged, securely mounted, not leaking. If the fluids are low, I'll add more to the cap. The cap, not cracked, broken, or damaged, securely mounted, not leaking. Same talk for both of them. Can you assist me on the driver's side? So you'll walk around your truck. Engine hose. It's 2 fabrics. This is metal, this is rubber. My engine hose, not bending, broken, not missing, securely mounted, no abrasions, bubbles, or cuts. It's securely mounted to the nuts, bolts, and the clamps. I'll check all my engine hoses like I did this one. My oil dipstick, I'll pull it out, wipe it clean, put it back in, take it out, check the levels. If it's low, I'll add more to the cap on top of the engine. That cap, not cracked, broken, damaged, securely mounted, not leaking. Power steering reservoir, not cracked, broken, or damaged, securely mounted, not leaking. If the fluids are low, I'll add more to the cap. The cap, not cracked, broken, or damaged, securely mounted, not leaking. My frame, not bending, broken, not missing, securely mounted. No illegal welds and no illegal welds and no illegal holds. So I call this the big C because it's shaped in the C. It begins with the steering shaft and ends with the tie rod down there. My steering shaft, not bending, broken, not missing, securely mounted, nothing wrapped around it. My U-joint, not bending, broken, not missing, securely mounted, properly greased. My steering box, not bending, broken, not missing, securely mounted, not leaking. Pivot arm, not bending, broken, not missing, securely mounted. Castle nut and cotter pin, not bending, broken, not missing, securely mounted. No shiny shavings, no rust indicating they're loose. I'll check all my castle nut and cotter pins like I did this one. My drag link, not bending, broken, not missing, securely mounted. My upper and my lower control arms, they're not bending, broken, not missing, securely mounted. My tie rod, not bending, broken, not missing, securely mounted, nothing wrapped around it. And then little C is your steering shaft, leaf spring, and the 2 U-bolts. My spring mount, not bending, broken, not missing, securely mounted with 2 nuts and bolts on the top and bottom with the bushing attached. My leaf spring, from this end to that end, it's not bending, broken, not missing, securely mounted, not shifted, 25% missing. I'll have my truck towed to be serviced. The 2 U-bolts, not bending, broken, not missing, securely mounted with 4 nuts and bolts at the bottom. Those 4 nuts and bolts, not bending, broken, not missing, securely mounted, no shiny shavings, and no rust indicating they're loose. They took the shock absorber out, so you get 3 points when you talk about the ABS line. Not frayed, cut or spliced, and it's securely mounted. This is the brake chamber hose. No abrasions, bubbles, or cuts, and it's securely mounted, and it's not leaking. They took out the brake chamber and the brake. They took all that out down there. So, okay, our brake pad, not bending, broken, not missing, securely mounted. No oil, no grease, not dangerously worn, thin. The brake drum, not bending, broken, not missing, securely mounted. It's inside the tire. No oil, no grease, no holes for the brake drum. Now we're doing the steering tire. Like it says on the paper, steering axle. That means the front, not the back. That's your dual tire. On your checklist, it says steering axle, steering tire, steering rim, steering lug nuts, and then you leave that out. So we're doing the steering tire. From this end, from the inside to the outside, evenly worn, no abrasions, bubbles, or cuts. For 30-second tire tread. These cannot be recapped. These cannot be mismatched. You get 3 points when you talk about an air pressure gauge. The air pressure gauge. I'll use the air pressure gauge to check the air in the tire. The air in the tire should be 90 psi to 120 psi unless it says differently on the manufacturer. My rim, not bending, broken, not missing, securely mounted, no illegal welds, and no rust trails. My lug nuts are all here and present. They're not bending, broken, not missing, securely mounted, no shiny shavings, no rust indicating they're loose. They took all that out. Now all you need to talk about is the fuel tank. My fuel tank. Let's see, where is the fuel tank? So your fuel tank will look like this. Let me go to a different truck. Fuel tank, not bending, broken, not missing, securely mounted. Usually it'll say fuel tank on the cap. It's not bent, dent, broken, not missing, securely mounted. If the fluids are low, I'll add more to the cap. The cap, not cracked, broken, or damaged, securely mounted, not leaking. There's a chain present on the inside at all times. Don't forget about your fuel line. The lines, like your ABS line, not frayed, cut, or spliced, is securely mounted. If you're talking about your fuel hoses is ABC. No abrasions, bubbles, or cuts, securely mounted, not leaking. But you just want to talk about the blue one. And then your DEF tank, same talk as all your reservoirs, just like this one. My DEF tank, it's not cracked, broken, or damaged, securely mounted, not leaking. If the fluids are low, I'll add more to the cap. The cap is not cracked, broken, or damaged, securely mounted, not leaking. Let me go find So usually the battery will have a cover over it. So you'll say my battery cover, not cracked, broken, or damaged, securely mounted, not leaking. Excuse the leaking. Not cracked, broken, or damaged, securely mounted. Then there's no acid leaking and there's no corrosion, or just no corrosion. My cable wires, they're not frayed, cut, or spliced, and they're securely mounted. See, this is your fuel tank. The battery cover with the battery. My valves, not bending, broken, not missing, securely mounted, not leaking. Blue is the service line, red is the emergency line. So from this end to this end, no abrasions, bubbles, or cuts, securely mounted, not leaking. The green is our electrical. From this end to this other end, not frayed, cut, or spliced, and it's securely mounted. Your locking mechanism on your tractor and your trailer, it's not bent and broken, not missing, securely mounted with a safety latch in place. Safety latch. These are your glad hands. They're not bent and broken, not missing, securely mounted. They're properly seated. The rubber seal is in between here. The rubber seal, no abrasions, bubbles, or cuts, securely mounted, not leaking. I'll check that glad hand and that rubber seal like I did this glad hand and this rubber seal. My emergency line, my electrical line, and my service line, they're not pinched or touching the catwalk. This frame's not bending, broken, not missing, securely mounted. No illegal welds and no holds, illegal holds on it. So underneath your trailer is gonna be your apron. My apron, not bending, broken, not missing, securely mounted. It lays on top of the fifth wheel skid plate. The fifth wheel skid plate, not bending, broken, not missing, securely mounted, properly greased. There's no gap or no sunshine in between the two. The release handle, you'll see a handle right there. It's not bending, broken, not missing, securely mounted, fully enclosed, and it has a safety latch in place. And then there's a locking pin right next to it. I don't know if you can see it, but it's right there. It's not bending, broken, not missing, securely mounted with the cotter pin in place. Let me see. The pin. And then in between the legs of the fifth wheel skid plate, you would have to go all the way around and under the truck. Right there. The locking jaw, not bending, broken, not missing, securely mounted. Always wrapped around the kingpin shank. The kingpin shank, not bending, broken, not missing, securely mounted. The shank, not bending, broken, not missing, securely mounted, always locked. Then your brake lights in the back, they're red to the back. They're not cracked, broken, or damaged, securely mounted. They're clean and clear, and they work all the time. My landing gear, not bending, broken, not missing, securely mounted. The handle is always stowed away before I move my truck and trailer. The landing gear shoe, there's no trash or debris on it. It has to be lifted up before I move my truck and trailer. My frame, not bending, broken, not missing, securely mounted. My DOT stickers, the reflective stickers, the marker lights, reflective lights, my brake lights, they're red to the back. They're not cracked, broken, or damaged, securely mounted, clean and clear. I'll check this side of my truck and trailer like I did this side of my truck and trailer. Comment below and I'll get to your questions. Thank you very much for watching.